everybody, welcome back to the podcast, the Project Investigation Collaboration brought to you by the Veritas Project. And as always, we're here with our gracious host and founder of the Veritas Project, Robert Curtis.
Hello.
And I'm lead investigator Todd Boyer, and welcome.
Welcome, everyone.
Oh, what's going on with you?
Not a lot. Work.
I bought a big old honking desk.
I saw that.
I got my 36-inch monitor in, and it's awesome.
Nice.
I'm playing Xbox on it, and it looks fantastical because I got the Xbox at like max settings.
Yeah.
So that looks fantastical, and I've been doing that. And that's what I've been doing, setting that all up, getting my whole home studio moved around.
Nice.
And working on getting that all set up.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. How's work been?
Yeah, it's work.
It's work.
Yeah. I'm glad to not be there. This is my weekend where I'm on call Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good thing we ain't getting called out.
Yeah.
So we were just here 2 weeks ago, and here we are back on pyramids.
Back on the pyramids. We had to. There's breaking news in the world of pyramids, so we had to discuss it.
We actually, though, I did want to talk about our Book of Oberon podcast.
Yeah.
Is doing fantastic.
Yeah, it's got
2,200. Yep, 2,200 views.
Yeah.
And we're up like 440 subscribers
400 something
in 5 days.
Yeah.
Well, 6 days, I guess. Well, yeah, you put it out Monday, so technically it's 5 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're on Saturday, so yeah, 5 days. We're up 440 subscribers. That's
I noticed
awesome.
That there was a big thing because of the equinox.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like a witchy event,
right?
With the spring equinox. It just happened to be when that video came out. So I think we kind of rode the wave of the witch talk people.
I'll take it. I would love to see us get 7. We're so close to 7. I would love to see us hit 7K and just keep climbing from there. So, like we said, we're back on the pyramids. Now, I know a lot of you guys have seen this about how the two scientists of Filippo Biondi, however you want to pronounce it, Filippo Biondi and Corrado Malanga.
Yep.
And Bob actually printed this report out and read the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So Bob is our go-to guy tonight. That Bob's got all the knowledge. He read the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it is not short. It is about
38 pages.
There you go. 38 pages. Bob knows exactly. 38 pages. So Bob read this whole thing, and so
we're gonna first. I think we should talk about what everyone's
saying.
About.
Yep.
Right. We'll talk about what their claim is, and then we'll talk about how much of that is real.
So their claim is that this report right here that we have in our hands, the synthetic aperture radar Doppler tomography, reveals details of undiscovered high-resolution internal structure of the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Yeah.
They are claiming that there are 5 pagoda-type structures with slanted roofs, joined with geometric tunnels.
Right.
And then underneath the pyramid is 8 pillars or wells. There's just 8 pillar-type structures that go down 600 feet. And then they're wrapped with another type of tunnel, which could be stairs. And then they go down to 2 large rooms, which are 400 feet across. It's square, and they're square. So it'd be 4 by 4 by 4. So Bob was reading and did his research. And what'd you find, Bob? Just give him the blunt of it.
None of that is real.
It's bullshit.
None of that is real.
It's all bullshit.
Not a word of that is real. And that picture that everyone is sharing of the spiral staircases is the same picture that everyone is sharing, and that comes from Alex Jones.
Which, tell them what you told me, what happened to Alex Jones.
Alex Jones was just recently sued for $200 million for saying that Sandy Hook was a psyop, and that no children were actually killed in that school, and it was all made up.
All deep fake video, AI created.
So the parents who lost their children sued him and won a settlement of $200 million.
So we took those pictures that everybody is sharing. Well, I say we, Bob,
Yeah.
took the pictures that everybody is sharing on TikTok, and he did a reverse Google search with it.
Right.
And the first inkling of that picture comes out of that guy's camp.
Yep.
By one of his minions.
Yep.
So, guys, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
If you go to Snopes, look it up.
Yeah, it's fake.
It's fake.
And it has all the Snopes. I'm not a big fan of Snopes because they are a knee-jerk reaction type scenario where they will jump to the not real, thing
Right.
before all of the stuff is in. And actually, since I read the Snopes article this morning, it's already been updated again with more
proof that it's not. Yeah.
So I read this. This is their report,
and it's a cool report, which
that
Bob will
everyone
get
cites.
into.
This report is really, really good. There is something, and the worst part about this whole thing is that this report is very cool. There is some groundbreaking news in this report, but not the groundbreaking news that they're talking about. They did find some new structures inside the Great Pyramid. There is new tunnels and some sort of structure that extends underneath the pyramid that we had no idea existed.
It goes deep, too.
It goes very deep. And it's not giant battery pyramid power plant things. It's some sort of structure that's inside the pyramid. It's kind of a V-shaped thing that extends below the pyramid. And it goes back to what we said when we were talking about our pyramid talk before, about how there used to be aquifers underneath the Great Pyramid, and it had some sort of resonance that we don't understand because that technology is way past us, So, it's not real. I can't find...
guys.
I can't find where that image comes from.
Even came from,
You're right. It came from... The first use of it is the BBC reported it. Excuse me. And then everybody on Twitter or X picked it up. And then everybody on all of the other social medias fed off of the Twitter or X reports. And that's where the feeding frenzy comes from. None of that is real.
Now, it does bear resemblance. We think that they generated AI.
Yeah.
It does bear resemblance to some of the pictures that are in this report, and I'm sure Bob will put them up here. Mm-hmm. The way they're marked with the blue circles and numbered is actually in this report.
Right.
The exact way they're numbered with the blue circles and then the bullet points of each blue circle is actually in this report. That's the
format of the report, right. But in this report, it has like 1 equals the King's Chamber, 2 equals blah, 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 blah. But in the pictures that they show in everybody's little buzzworthy video, there's no key to those pictures, so you don't know what all those numbers mean. It's just like, this is number 13, this is number 16, this is, And
it's actually a really cool report full of real, they show you what the LiDAR sees, and then they have because they created software to create 3D images off this synthetic aperture radar Doppler that they created. So the software itself generates 3D stuff. There you go. Go ahead.
It's groundbreaking science, because what this thing does is it makes a tiny little slice. They even show you a picture of it. that's how detailed the report is. It makes a tiny little slice of the planet as the satellite goes over, and it extrapolates.
It even shows
density.
It even shows, like, they've got the actual math in here,
right? They show
of how they came up with this, and they show you the pinpoints of where the satellites were located as they took the pictures.
Right.
The actual math is in the report. Right. So the report is actually a full-on report that's been submitted for peer review.
And I'll show you where I think the AI got the thing from. So when they're explaining how the scanning satellite picks up the differences from the surface, right? And they're explaining it, saying that if you hung a weight from a plate, right, and the weights are swinging,
look at that,
then it deforms the surface of the plate. And the satellite measures so precisely that it can tell you what's in the ground underneath of it. And this is a layman's diagram. Right. So you see what this is. They're saying that if you hung these coils off of a steel plate, then when you scanned it, the surface would distort, and then then the satellite gives you the image of the distortion, and then you can tell what's below it. But if you look at it, you can see there's steel coils hanging from weights. And what I think happened was they used AI to read this article and then give them a synopsis of it. And then the AI
created the image,
came up with the idea of the pillars. And that's not what they're talking about. But AI
because the coils obviously are know, spiral, and then the weights would represent the rooms, and the coils themselves would represent the pillars. By
scanning the surface, the square, what is it, SAR, whatever. Everybody calls it LiDAR, but it's not LiDAR.
Yeah.
But it measures a little strip every time it goes around the planet.
Right.
And then they take all of those measurements and they feed it into a computer that then makes 3D images of what is underneath of the structures using that data.
Yes.
That's basically what this is, which is brilliant science, like next level science.
I mean, if you can read a scientific report, if you can make it through there, I couldn't. Yeah. I could not. My ADHD brain would not let me read through this.
I was just like an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yeah, Bob is our reader. He will eat up that science stuff. But
so basically, like how LiDAR works, where you have like a jungle canopy, right?
Yeah, and it shines through the leaves.
LiDAR scrolls through it, doesn't see the leaves.
Right.
So now you can see the ground underneath. Well, this is that to the nth degree. It can look through dirt. It can look through the magma of the earth and see the structures
what's down there.
Of it,
that's awesome.
Which is groundbreaking, brilliant, next level science. It's incredible, and that should be the story,
right?
Not fake coil battery box that's totally made up.
So now that we've covered what's not there,
right?
Let's cover what's actually there,
which is really, really cool. And this is the actual science that's in this document. They've discovered now in the front part of the pyramid, where they used to think was like an entrance, right? It was deformed. There's actually a huge hollow chamber there that no one has ever discovered before. And then there are rooms that come off of that into a pattern that almost looks like the International Space Station, where it has a long hallway and there's chambers that come off of each one of those. And then that has a gallery that connects kind of like a U shape through the entire pyramid. And if you can imagine, it extends out the bottom of the pyramid and then turns and goes underground.
Deep. Almost basically as half as tall as the pyramid is high.
Right.
It goes underground.
This new structure that they had no idea what it is.
So, and the what he's talking about, the gallery, the U shape, it's actually stepped.
Right.
And I'm sure Bob will throw the picture in here.
I'll put the picture
in. It's actually stepped, going all the way up, and it goes up, 2/3 of the way up through the pyramid.
Yeah.
So what they did find is fantastic.
Yeah, it's amazing, groundbreaking, thing.
But TikTok, unfortunately, is a big contributor, and all these people out there saying, "Ooh, look what they found! Look what they found!" It's hokum.
Yeah, that coil. None of that's real.
None of it's real.
I couldn't find any legitimate source from these guys, and these guys actually last week scheduled a press release in Italy, and they rented a venue, and I can't find anything that came out of that. So I don't know if they just canceled it at the last minute, or when they came out, they just said, "Hey, this is not what we were talking about. None of this is real. You guys need to grow up." And then people were like, "We refuse to grow up. We're going to keep pushing this narrative."
So this should be proof to you guys that we're not just out there spreading trash.
Right.
That we are legit, and we'll debunk something first if we find it's debunkable.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is a legit thing, it'd be great to talk about, but unfortunately, it's not.
Well, I mean, when you walked in, I had their whole website broken down.
Oh yeah,
I had the code.
He legit had the code of the website
their
open.
Website, and I was going image by image through the code of their website. Where did this image come from? Where does this image come from? Where does this one come from?
Right.
Who said this first? That's what I want to know.
Yep.
And when we found out, it all traces back to a friend of Alex Jones.
Is that a new microphone?
Which one?
The one? Yeah.
No, that's my old.
Oh.
I plug it into that little Sony
Gotcha.
Walkman thing. But yeah, that's my ambient
Gotcha.
Investigation ambient microphone. Angie and I tried hooking it up to that, but the camera just sounds better.
Oh, right on.
Without it hooked up to it.
So
it has a 3.5 jack on it.
So there you go, guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
sad to say, because it would be cool if there was a structure. But if you remember when we talked about the pyramids of Giza, when we did that just a couple weeks ago, we said that the whole reason why there's not a lot of seismic disturbances there is because the pyramid sits on bedrock.
Yeah.
So for there to be, 100-meter, 3,000-meter shaft attached to a 100-meter size block in bedrock,
right?
It can't. I mean, you would have to some kind of space laser technology or something to cut through the mantle of the Earth, and it doesn't do that. So,
our new people on TikTok, if you're coming in and you're following, we'll say who we are here. We're a paranormal group out of St. Louis.
Yeah.
And we do this podcast every week at 8 o'clock Central. And if you're following Bob up top, make sure you follow me down below, because we do put out separate content. But Bob is the founder and the boss man, and I'm the lead investigator. So
I get these things, like some news comes and it's like fascinating, and I have to know.
Yep.
I have to know.
Speaking of that, actually, so Kay, our newest member, I don't know if you saw it today. She's been in touch with Stiefel.
Okay.
So we may be getting in there.
Oh, nice.
So she's like, yeah, we'd like to do something, they're like, yeah, what can we do for you guys, basically? And she's like, how should I respond? And I'm like, let them know who we are, tell them about the podcast, and let them know we'd like to come in and do an investigation. So
that'd be awesome. We got some good evidence in there.
Mm-hmm. So, unfortunately, guys, everything you guys have been seeing about the pyramids is
it's not real.
Trash.
Yeah.
I was excited about it. I was too. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. Let's talk about that this week.
So that's why I went to Cornell University and pulled up their paper.
He legit has the peer-reviewed paper.
Yeah.
Like every page of it right here.
So that's why I was so excited.
Print it off. Did you do this at work?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So that I could study what they found out, and then tell you guys, well, this is what it says and blah blah blah. And then as I'm reading it, I got 3/4 of the way through it,
and you're like, where are the pillars?
Where is this? Where is this? Everyone's talking about this thing. Where is it? And it's not in here.
Yep. It's a shame.
Scoot in.
Yeah, look at that.
The pillars aren't in there.
But this is the corridor of the
that's what I was talking about.
The space station corridor. He'll put that up there on the. He'll have all the pictures for us. But yeah, it's a fantastic study if you guys want to read the study.
They discovered that the pyramids don't have 4 sides; they have 8.
Really?
Yeah. That's
even cooler too.
So I'd mentioned before that we knew that there was one side of the Great Pyramid that had 2. It was actually 2 sides, but now they've actually measured them with such precision that they know that each pyramid now has 8 sides. They're actually concave on each side.
Huh. That's wild.
So that's cool. We didn't know that before.
So that's new stuff. Like Bob said, just the stuff that they found alone in
the real stuff.
The real stuff is cool on its own, without the craziness. Sensationalism.
The pyramid battery thing.
Just the hair. There we go. Get Bob in there a little better. I tend to lean towards Bob, so I stay in the screen. So, but yeah, guys, sorry to burst everybody's bubble and hurt everybody's feelings on TikTok, but.
It's not real.
It's not real.
And that's
not real.
That's
I've been seeing it a lot.
I have too. I've been sharing them to you.
A lot. And I've been sharing them back to you.
Yeah. I mean, we were getting
different things.
Doing our show prep. We were bouncing them back and forth so we could have an idea what to talk about. And then I started doing this research, and I was going okay, we'll find out the real paragraphs that say that, and then we'll find the real verbiage of it and put all that in the thing, and it doesn't exist. It's not real. Yeah,
you guys know us. We're not going to give you guys trash. We're going to make sure that we look into what we're doing, and we're going to give you the facts that we know, that we've researched and we've looked at, and we're not going to give you guys just something.
You know me, I will not go half-cocked into some conspiracy theory and say that, Fishman walked into the White House. You know, like, I want to see a video. I want to see some scales. Like, show me the video of the Fishman in his aquarium going up to the gate. Like, I don't tell me some extravagant stuff like that and think that I'm not going to do some research on it.
Right.
And this wasn't hard research. I just went to Cornell University, downloaded the file that's there for everyone to read, and went through it and
read it.
And by the time I got halfway through it, I started to get this chill. I'm like, none of that is in here. There's no spiral staircase. There's no batteries. There's no granite boxes. Like, it doesn't mention that at all in this.
And I'm seeing this thing like 10 times a day.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, it's everywhere. Everybody's running with it, and nobody's got the real thing. So I wonder what's going to happen to us when we get on here and do some shorts.
Oh, we're going to get beat up.
Debunk it.
People are going to be like, well, you know that Joe Rogan was talking about it. Like, okay, that Joe Rogan is wrong. I mean,
right?
He's talking about the BBC News article. Like I said, like Joe Rogan was talking about the BBC News article. You know, everyone ties it back to that article, and that article is wrong.
The article comes from, they got it from the original, like Bob said, the original pictures come from this conspiracy theory camp.
Yeah.
Like,
it all comes from Alex Jones and his friends.
And none of it comes from the actual report.
Right.
We're sitting on the actual report right here. None of it's in there.
None of it's in there.
So, there you go, guys.
So, I feel bad. I would be the first one to champion it, because the Giza power plant is one of my personal conspiracy theories that I love to talk about.
We think the pyramids are a power plant. Like, we've always said that.
And they're from a pre-existing culture that the Egyptians just co-opted. Right.
The Kemet is what they called.
We all believe that. But now we're like, and that still might be a thing, but it's not the spiral pillars. It's this V-shaped thing that runs underneath the pyramid.
Yeah.
So there is an object there. There is something cool, but it's not the thing that everyone is looking at in those pictures. That's not.
It's funny because, like, whatever AI they used, it literally made it look exactly like what they were using with the blue circles in the pictures that are in
black pyramid with the dot on top of it. It looks exactly like their stuff in here.
Yep.
It's just not the same. It's not the same thing.
Yep.
And they even show you they show you their diagram, like the layperson's diagram, and then next to it is the real image from the satellite.
Image, the satellite imagery, and then what the computer drew out of that satellite imagery. So that's wild.
Yeah. So I mean, it's sad that people get caught up in the hysteria, you know, and that's kind of what the government was talking about trying to censor TikTok is because of how these things spread like wildfire through TikTok, you know. And as a person who's a, you know, First Amendment absolutist, I don't want anybody to censor speech, but at the same time, people are running crazy with things that aren't real.
Right.
And then other people are like, "Oh, did you see that there are pillars underneath the pyramid?" Like, there isn't, though.
Yeah.
You know? Well, this guy that I really like said it.
Right. Exactly.
Like, that doesn't change the fact that because they're an influencer and they have influence over you.
And I was excited. I was like, "We're gonna jump on this, right?" We're gonna. I started seeing these like Tuesday, and I sent it to Bob, and I said, "This is our podcast.
Right,
this is what we're doing Saturday. We're gonna talk about this." And it's crap.
And it hurts me in my soul to find something really cool like that and then find out that it's not real. Yeah. And then you're like, damn, like I really wanted it to be real.
I did too. I really did too.
That's our thing, is that, you know, the
conspiracy theory
the battery, you know, that it was a battery and the pyramid charged these batteries and they used it as some kind of global power source. Like, I'm 100% there. Find me evidence of that, and I'm your guy for that. Because that solves so many problems that I've thought of, you know, like over the years. And it's not that. It's still cool.
Yep.
But it's not the pillars and the spiral staircase and all of that cool. Yep. You know, It's a big letdown as far as that's concerned, but it's still a groundbreaking thing, and that technology is going to change
a lot
of stuff that we know about.
They need to scan the Sphinx.
He says in there that why they picked that one region is because it's the most scanned region on the Earth.
So they want to show that this can go above and beyond everything that they found before. That's cool. Makes sense.
But it's wildly expensive.
Oh, jeez.
So that's why they could only scan. They didn't scan the little pyramids on either side of it.
Right.
They just the big pyramid because that was they were all in on the big pyramid, and that's why they picked Khafre's pyramid because that's the one that it had to be. They were hanging their hat on that one, and they got lucky.
Yep. So thanks for joining us, guys. We're sorry to burst everybody's bubble that's seen this a million times on TikTok this week. And like Bob said, everybody's talking about it. But unfortunately, if they just do some research and go back, they'll find that it's trash.
Yeah, it's not real.
It just and all it literally takes is reading the
actual document.
The actual document.
And not use AI to read it for you. So don't forget Teespring, get your merch. Yeah, get our cool merch. Bumper stickers.
The meet and greet, August 11th, is actually filled up, but not filled up. We have another person that might be interested in coming, so we have basically half a room left. So we got that, and then we've got Kay out there doing the footwork for us, trying to get some new investigations for us. Let's see. Don't forget to follow us. Become a $5 member on Patreon. Get those postcards sent out to you every month, signed by Bob, myself, and Angie writes a nice little note.
It'll be a collector's item.
It'll be a collector's item someday when we're famous.
Yeah, frame it.
Yep. I know Robin's excited. She loves them. Kim, did you ever get your second one? That's my question to the TikTok, and I'll just move on because it'll take her a minute to reply. So, let's see. If you want to follow us on all those social medias, Bob is the Real Veritas Project and R.S. Curtis on everything. I'm Investigator Todd on everything. If you have any stories you want to tell us, shoot us an email.
Yeah.
We want to make a podcast out of it. Make sure that it's very detailed, very in-depth, so we can use it to make a podcast. And doggone it, Kim didn't get her postcard. So
have to send another one.
Yep, we'll send you another one. Bob's email is therealveritassproject@gmail.com, and I'm investigatortodd.paranormal@gmail.com.
Yep.
And thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you guys down here on TikTok. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with us for the live, and up there on YouTube. Make sure you like, share, ring the notification bell, and comment, and share us out to anybody that, that would
share
enjoy
us out to all them people that have been telling you that this was a spiral staircase and batteries and all that.
Heck yeah.
Just use this video and show them, say, hey, these people actually read the document and don't say any of that nonsense.
That's right. There you go. Right there. So I was going to say something else, and I can't remember what it was. Patreon. We said that. Patreon. We did say that. There was something else that popped into my head as you started saying that, and ADHD brain, it just flew away. So, let's see. Teespring, Patreon, all those socials, blah, blah. Okay. I think that covers everything.
Yep.
Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys down here on TikTok Live for coming in and hanging out with us. And I know there's a few people down here in our TikTok Live that absolutely love pyramids.
Yeah.
We just hurt their feelings. So, unfortunately, you guys know us, we debunk first.
Yeah.
So, once again, make sure you follow us up there and follow us both down here. And remember,
stay curious.
And find the truth, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
See ya.